Alpha approach ebook. How
Everybody, listen, nigga, he gonna do it for free. If you niggas don't go over there to this nigga Instagram, X Fearless, and go over there and get that for free. The niggas giving a whole ebook on how to approach women for free. If you niggas don't go over there and get that.
One of the most rainbow clickbait tags I've seen in a long time.
That was definitely wild. I'm not gonna lie, Zakai. The way he started that shit off kind of threw me off. But nah, y'all better go over there. Yes, get that shit for free. Go comment what he just said for free. You feel me? But yeah,
how an alpha male exactly approaches.
No intentions? Now bro, give up some niggasy.
I don't even think like this is filled with real people.
Women. So the women that you do like, you can conversate with and escalate to something more. Comment the word approach to get this free ebook.
All right, comment the word approach on his new shit. Hold on. Q Leslie said niggas really have problems talking to women. Yes, you'd be surprised, especially a lot of people who watch streams, bro. Like I've seen on every streaming community, a lot of these niggas don't have friends. They've only had friends on Discord. They don't talk to women. They've never talked to one in their lives. Never had a girl talk to them.
First time tuning into the stream. Long time supporter. Glad to see you still free and getting more successful. Smashed her mom and couldn't help myself in the moment when I licked her C-section scar.
Really, Skywalker? Really? Really, bro? Like you ain't been on all the streams, my nigga?
Oh? Almost forgot. Alonzo, would you mind explaining to me what the fuck possessed you to stream while I'm at work? Huh? So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go shower. I have to cleanse myself of sin, so I will be fresh enough to commit more. You have 1 hour.
Okay. Alright, Anonymous, just don't come back here and wild out. But nah, no bullshit though. What FedEx said is right. I mean, it's real. Cause look, man, yo, a lot of y'all don't even just have problems talking to women. Y'all have problems talking to people. And that's your problem. You're socially awkward. You have no social skills whatsoever. And then y'all are over there trying to approach women. You don't even know how to talk to.
Fuck.
In this channel, we go to a lot of sketchy places. Today, we take you to the east side of Phoenix in a trailer park, and you meet these foos.
That's right.
That's right, boy. Yup.
Whoa. Who just showed up?
My boy right showed up, but...
How much is one pail? One pail, like, we charge like a couple bucks. $2? Yeah, that's $2.
In America, there are these little communities that are often overlooked, trailer parks. You see videos all over the internet of famous hoods like South Central LA or famous projects like O-Block. But can you name a famous trailer park? They're sort of an undiscovered world. If I had to stereotype what I think of when trailer park pops into my head, I confess that I probably picture someone making moonshine or squirrel stew. But is that the truth? Today, since we're going to the first trailer park in channel history, I thought we'd start off with a bang and visit the sketchiest trailer park in Phoenix, Arizona. So get ready, folks, it's time to hit the streets. Or should I say park. Not everything from this episode is able to be put on YouTube, so click the Patreon if you'd like to see more. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, tell the people where we are and what this place is known for.
Right now we on 48th Street, 48th Street McDowell, dog, right here with my dog. I ain't seen him, I just got out of prison and shit, dog.
Oh, you're the guy that just got out.
Yeah, I just got out.
So are you celebrating a little bit today?
Well, shit, honestly, rest in peace my mom, dog. She just died a couple days ago, too. A couple days before Thanksgiving, dog. And I just got out, you know what I mean? Celebrate to her, too, dog. Celebration of life, dog. You know what I mean?
How long did you go away for?
Shit, I just did 3.5. It ain't too much, you know what I mean?
So what is it like being out?
Shit, being out is lovely, dog. You know what I mean? Right here, kicking with the homies. Kicking my primos with some ladies, you know what I mean? We out here on the block. Same old shit every day, dog.
Was there anything that changed since, because you went in before COVID, right?
Yeah, no, that shit was fucked up.
Yeah.
That shit was fucked up in there. I was in that bitch 19, 20 months in with no plea just due to COVID.
You want to walk us around a little bit or introduce us to the fellas?
We got my primos right here, dog.
I like your style, dude. What's your name?
I'm JP. Nice to meet you. Man. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. You look like you could do a lot of different professions. What do you do?
I do anything from music to boxing and shit. From anything, man. I'm a entrepreneur. I be doing everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the style too. You got unique fashion going on.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know what I mean? Got to keep it fresh for the ladies. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This nigga look like a character of Mario.
When people picture Phoenix, I was picturing hiking, mountain biking. I don't really picture trenches.
Oh, shit. They don't know Phoenix then. You know what I mean? We be in the trenches all day.
Tell me about the block a little bit.
What do I know?
How long you been here for?
Well, I've been locked up for about 17 and a half years. I got here in 2000.
2000?
Yeah, got locked up 2002. Got out 2014.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
What'd you go away for?
Aggravated assault, attempted murder.
It seems like, because we've been to Philly, we've been to San Francisco, we've seen it hits all over the place right now. I guess what impact have you seen it have in Phoenix?
In Phoenix, fuck, all you gotta do is drive down the street. You see everybody on the side of the road, on the streets, panhandling. People just looking like they're homeless. They're homeless, they are. They need help. You know, people need rehab and detox.
I don't know if we hit on this briefly, but I want to ask again. Speak to cost of living, how it's gone up lately.
Cost of living, man, wasn't up, man. I'm paying like almost $3K where I live, man. That shit's expensive, man. I remember paying like maybe $1,500 for a 2-bedroom, but it was like really not really big, you know. But for a little $1,000 more, man, I got a bigger spot.
Yeah, to save money, bro, is living in these trailer parks, fool. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the only way you're gonna make money if you don't got money.
Can you guys take us on a little trip through it?
It's all family though. We all take care of each other here.
What does it cost to rent around here?
Right here?
So, I own my trailer.
He owns this
trailer.
Yeah.
I bought that shit years ago, but we only paid about $600 in rent. You know what I mean? But shit, I bought that bitch.
So if you buy your trailer outright, $500 or $600 a month mortgage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you just rent a lot. You know what I mean? But
there's one guy own this whole thing.
Yeah. He on this one. He on the next one.
Are people here responsible for their own maintenance? Like if their toilet goes out,
yeah.
Goes out?
You're buying a house pretty much.
You're buying a house.
It's just a small house. You know what I mean?
It's almost magical. Like they look small from the outside, but you walk in, it's pretty damn big.
We can go in mine right now. A little bit. Mine in the first one, so we go up there and shit.
Some people, their only experience with a trailer park is watching Trailer Park Boys about that TV show guys in Canada. What can you tell them? Like, what's a true stereotype? What's bullshit? What's real?
I mean, it's all low key. We're all the same shit. Them motherfuckers trying to get money. You know what I mean? It's all the same shit.
Would you say it's a close-knit community?
Yeah. This is all family around here.
Because I feel like a big thing that's missing right now is community. People don't even know their own neighbors right now. Do you feel like this place has a nice sense of community to it?
Oh no, this shit is a great community. You know what I mean? Everybody knows everybody. Yeah, it's a good sense of community around here. It's all family and shit.
Do you guys feel represented in this country? Do you guys feel like the government has your best interest at heart?
Nah, fuck that. The government ain't got nobody's back. You know, fuck the government. But at the same time, you call a community, you know, we gonna handle this shit. Like, we got everybody around here. This bitch, we got here someone by Jack, someone by the Circle K. Like, everybody's fucking connected here.
So you feel like rely on yourself because you can't rely on the government?
Yeah.
No, you know
To be honest, at the end of the day,
nah.
Were your friends at school scared to come to your house when you would invite them over?
They weren't scared, but they knew that if they came, some shit was gonna go down all the time. You know about shit.
So someone's first time coming over, they were a little bit sketched out, but then they got used to it and were happy?
Yeah, they met us, they were like, these people are cool, let's fuck with them, you know, and let's become friends. And then after that, it was just a wrap, you know?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien, bien, ¿tú?
Me llamo Tomás.
Salvador.
Me gusta tu bigote. Es muy fuerte. Pienso que es importante para un hombre tener un bigote fuerte. ¿Cuántos años aquí? ¿Qué te gusta sobre el parque?
Está calmado, está bien. Y este hermano alátame. todo el día.
¿Es tu bodyguard? Rent es muy alta ahora. ¿Qué piensas sobre esto?
Está difícil, no creo que está muy fácil la vida. Tenemos que trabajar duro para poder salir adelante.
¿Qué haces para un trabajo?
Soy emplastador.
¿Tienes palabras que quieres decir a la cámara?
Que le vaya bien y muy bien, que todo salga bien, lo que andan haciendo.
That is the voice of a man right there. He does not have they, them in his bio. You know what I mean?
Hands, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell.
He has drywall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Dude, that guy, fuck, you can tell. He's like, oh.
So we keep it right here, though. We keep it close, you feel me?
How is the dating pool around here? Is it easy to find a good date?
It's hard. It's hard.
Tell us about it, please.
Hard.
I want to hear.
Many like to flex. Many like to flex, but they don't have it, you know?
Yeah.
And the ones that have it don't even brag about it.
Yeah, it's hard to get a decent man, you know what I mean?
What percent of them are flexing and what percent of them really got it?
Majority are flexing, majority don't got it like that.
Yeah.
It's more the female that are independent like us.
Yeah.
We got it, we work.
So it feels like the flexers are winning though. Like when it comes to
winning, man.
But who gets the girl? The flexer usually gets the girl.
It's the girl going
The
after
guy
men
that's going
nowadays.
to the the guy that's going to the 9 to 5, he has his uniform. All the girls are like, oh no, he's not cool. And then the
That's cool.
flexer, they're
That's
like,
cool.
ooh.
A man that works is beat him in vato, man.
I had a question for the single men around here. All right. How is the dating pool? I just heard the ladies talk. How do you think the dating pool is around here?
To be honest, right here, it's kind of, it sucks a little bit because, you know, it's a lot of women out here that, you know, like you got the Latina women that like Latina men, some black women like black men, but it's all kind of different out here, you know, so you might go for a black woman, but she doesn't want to, she likes a Latino man, you know, but a lot of these women, they're out here to play you, especially on this block, 48th Street, you know.
Yeah.
But you just got to watch out for yourself.
There are a lot of gold diggers out here, you know what I mean? A lot of gold diggers, bro. Like,
what percent Latino is this area? What percent black? What percent white?
Mainly Latino right here.
Okay.
You know, I tried to go for Latino women around here, you know, they weren't really feeling me. Yeah, you know.
They baddies, bro. Come on, y'all know how it
They're
is.
bad, but they don't, you know, so I had to try my luck elsewhere, you know. Especially around here, you know, you're going to see traditional Latino women go for traditional Latino men.
Have you ever considered learning how to salsa dance?
Man, not salsa right
Ladies, you guys, this gentleman's DMs are out to be flooded by some señoritas.
Yes, hit me up.
The fellas in the park wanted to show me how drugs had creeped into the neighborhood. So they took me to a gas station where behind in a field, a bunch of homeless people and fentanyl addicts were gathering, smoking, and sleeping. Here's what we found.
One of my childhood friends right here. My sister's friend.
Really?
Yeah, the other day I was right here at 7-Eleven getting some milk and shit. And I seen her like standing over there at the bus stop with her fucking ass out like this. And she was, no, for reals, man. She be doing that shit, man. I had to call her dad. Her dad came with fucking real big ass commotion over here. It kind of broke my heart, you know, knowing that I knew that little girl since she was little, you know.
I see you got a little child here.
Of course.
In the background here are a couple dozen homeless folks.
Yeah.
What's it like raising a kid in this area?
Look, let me just be straight up. At first, it wasn't like this. You know, it took a while to get to this point where we at right now. I mean, I do get concerned on my child, of how he grows and where he grows at. Other than that, I wish I had so much money to help people that I can, you know, and I would take that.
I think that you have a good heart, but would money help these people? If you gave them
No.
each
No.
20 grand.
If I could be straight up, no.
So I guess we're walking into a reunion right now.
Yeah, we're walking into on the block. This is still 400 block. Dude right here,
That's my boy.
No, daytime too.
Do your folks know you're out here?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't talk to them anymore.
So can you tell people about the impact that Fetty Wap has used, like,
Your life.
is it hard to know what you're getting? Do you feel pretty similar to how you did just 2 minutes ago?
Sure.
It seems like the common denominator with almost everyone is that something happened early in their life that is painful that they're kind of running from. Would you say that's a common story around here?
Almost.
like we've lost our pride too. Like we've lost not just for our country, but for ourselves. Like
We just don't give a no more, dog. That's the problem nowadays.
that's exactly it, though. Is
You know
people
what I mean?
people don't care anymore. And I
You know
feel
what I mean?
like,
Like,
how do we get people to give a shit again? We only have one short little life. You know, how do you get people to care?
You gotta bring them together.
Community services.
Yeah.
I think even the little things like trash, like you have to be Jeff Bezos to throw away your trash. You know, everyone can do that. So the people back home, you have power with your choices, and you can make your city a better place or a worse place. So get out there and fucking let's get after it. You know what I mean?
Become one. That's how it works.
Let's unite.
Shall we hit the wagon wheel?
Let's hit wagon wheel. Let's hit it. Only y'all knew what the fuck happened in this trailer.
You used to live here?
I used to visit people here. I mean, you know, some people here, and basically some shit went down. Shots were fired. We're all in there, and your boy almost fucking passed away. But you know, we here, and yeah, you know what I mean. Shit just happened here that wasn't supposed to happen. So this is the spot where everybody fucking grew up. Everybody knows each other.
So what are your aspirations? You seem like a motivated guy.
Yeah, definitely motivated. You know, coming from a place like this, coming from a place that was full of danger and full of people just wanting to do fucking shit that wasn't right. So now we're at a story where we can motivate people and tell them our story and let them know how everything we did wasn't right, but it was just happening in the moment. Now we're just trying to inspire people to get away from this life and to do better in life, you know what I mean?
What's a dream job for you?
A dream job would be what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to be a motivational speaker for people, and I'm trying to just make sure that the community knows that even though you went through bullshit, you can still get out of it no matter the situation or the mentality.
We're walking towards a group of tents. Is that a new development, or has this been a common place for a while for that kind of stuff?
Honestly, nowadays it's common. Since I've been out, it's common everywhere now in Arizona. This shit is bad.
So this is just in walking distance in this community. There's a few hot spots already that we've stumbled on, and this is all due to the blue devil, fentanyl. Hey there, how you doing? This is a good camp you got. How long you been in this spot for?
We've been here like, I'm going on like 2 months now.
This spot seems a lot more quiet and secluded.
Yeah.
So you're kind of an outdoor survivalist. Like, what are your top like 3, 4 things? This is where I need to survive. These are the most important things in my kit.
Water, food, blankets, just save other people.
How do you go about, what's your strategy for food?
Just like cold, like bologna, bread, easy open cans. And most of our food we get from like the churches and stuff.
Is there a lot of places to go, or is there limited options? Like, how hard is it to get food?
It's hard to get around, like especially if you don't have no money.
How have blues changed the game?
I got on it. I fractured my wrist, and I thought maybe I was gonna stop right after I got it fixed, and I'm still stuck on it.
And how long has that been?
I just recently got on it. Before that was methamphetamine.
So what's unique about the blues? What's the game changer about the blues?
It numbs a lot of like my depression and stuff that I go through.
How much does a daily habit go for? Or how many pills does it take to make it through a day?
I just started, so I'm going on like maybe like at least 4 to 5 pills a day. But there's other people that go like from like 20 pills a day to 50 to 100 pills. Yeah, 100 pills a day.
So their tolerance is built up. So I'm looking for your take on this. People that are on the more democratic side would say the solution to all this is more government programs, more government resources. The Republican side of the political party would say personal responsibility, personal accountability is the answer to all this. What do you guys think?
It's about caring about each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you see a person down and you say, oh, well, you need to this, you need to do that. No, I'll be living your life. You know what I mean? You're trying to tell me what I need to do. If I need to do it, let me be. As long as I'm not trying to hurt me or you or no one else. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that person can't work. You know what I'm saying? I've been working since I was 17. You know what I'm saying? I got an accident.
You got in a car accident?
Yeah. Throat was cut, you know what I'm saying? Lost memory, gained depression, you know what I'm saying?
What's your take on the Democrat versus Republican for this issue?
I think it's all just yourself, like get yourself to do things. I think everybody's got their own part in being responsible for themselves. Like it's either you're gonna want to be out here to be out here, or like sometimes you have to be out here just, you know, to make it. But I think it's everybody's own responsibility to make their decisions and what they want to decide on.
Is there anything you'd like to say to family that might be watching this, or friends, or people back home?
Don't take life for granted, I guess. Listen to your parents, and then like try to stay away from the drugs, because this is your life, this is your future that you're looking at when you get on drugs.
Well, thank you guys. Stay warm, stay safe, and have a good night, okay?
You too.
There's a lot of outcomes this life can have. And you can go from homeless to millionaire to homeless.
Fast. That's the crazy part about life, man.
It's an adventure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some lingo. I hear the word foo a lot around here.
That's just homie, you know what I mean?
What up, foo? Is there any other lingo I should know?
Pio, you gotta be a badass motherfucker to be a Pio.
Like that guy with the bigote was a Pio.
Yeah, that was a Pio.
Alright, let's do like an MTV.
So what we want to do now is we want to show you how to make some sourdough bread. Sourdough got quite fashionable, it's quite trendy, it's on a lot of restaurant menus. Sourdough is trendy since about 5000 BC. It's the oldest form of leavened bread. So why we all think that we have a big tradition with soda bread, or your granny might have made it, this is what her granny used to make. This is what we're all trying to get back to. So the big revolution, the big future in food, the future in bread, is about going back. It's about going back to the past. And this is what we're trying to get back to. Beautiful, beautiful sourdoughs, naturally fermented. We got our seeded sourdough, we got a rye, we got a malt house. As I say, you get 100 different types. What we need in order for us to make some sourdough bread is to make our sourdough starter, our sourdough culture. The process is very, very simple. It's simply just a mix of flour and water. So we've got 50 grams of flour, and to that we're adding 50 mils of water. We stir it together, and that is simply it. So now what we're going to do is you'd leave that cup sit out in your kitchen, just gently covered, ambient temperature, overnight for about 12 hours. So at the moment we're surrounded by wild yeast. It's a good strain of bacteria, it exists everywhere, you breathe it in every day, and then basically over a process of using simply just flour and just water, it eventually picks up that bacteria in the air, and that bacteria starts to ferment, it starts to live off the protein within the flour, so it'll start to rise and collapse. Realistically, it takes about 7 or 10 days to make it, but for a lot of people I know, I say I'm not making a loaf of bread, it will take 7 or 10 days to make it. But the idea is once you get up and going once, that's virtually about it. As long as you don't use it all, you'll never run out. So realistically, you only ever have to do this one time in your life. So we mix it together, flour and water. And about 12 hours later, it looks a little bit like this. So at this stage, we would be due to mix this another 50 grams of flour and another 50 mils of water. Stir it together, and that's it. Again, we let it sit overnight. Day 3, we repeat the process. And then on day 4, we can already see it's starting to become lovely and bubbly. You can see all these little bubbles becoming lovely and active. And this is the sign of life starting to form. This is exactly what we're looking for. Starting to ferment. It's all the good things in life. Wine, beer, cheese, bread, all based on the same principle. So you will find it start to take on a kind of sweet, kind of vinegary smell, but don't worry, that's exactly what we're looking for. And if you find a little bit of liquid starting to come away from it, don't worry about that either. Just pour it straight back in. So we're going to give this another day, and I'm going to feed it again, and one more time. And then by the time it's ready, I'm most likely on about day 7. But don't worry if you find that maybe on quite day 6 or day 7, it's not exactly there yet. Don't be afraid to give it an extra day, because it will differ depending on the environment in which it's kept in. So if it needs an extra day, just give it an extra day. But now we got our lovely active sourdough. It's got that little lovely vinegary smell. You can see it kind of it's been rising up the glass. This would have started about here earlier on, and now it's climbed up here. So it'll continue to rise, and then it will drop back down. So at this stage, it's basically ready to go. Well, if I'm completely honest, this is day 2, this is day 4, and this is year 9. So I've had this for 9 years. So as long as I don't use it all, I'll never run out. So all I'll simply do, for example, after we make our bread today, I'll have 200 grams left over. I will simply stir in 200 flour, 200 water, and tomorrow it's ready to go again. Because I keep mine at room temperature, I have to feed mine every day. But for the home baker, who might only bake maybe once a week or at weekends with a bit more time, it can become quite an expensive pet to keep if you keep feeding this thing every day. So what you can simply do is just keep yours in the fridge. Because it's based on bacteria, cold won't kill it, it'll just slow it down. So for example, you're going to bake on a Saturday morning, take it out of the fridge on a Friday, just leave it sit in your kitchen, just to take the chill off it. That evening, say whatever weight you have, for example, 200 grams, stir in 200 flour, 200 water, leave it sit in your kitchen. Next morning it's going to be lovely and bubbly, lovely and active, ready to make your bread. Take what you need to make your bread, whatever's left over, back in the fridge, and that's it. So you have a little once a week cycle. And you find it kind of gets better with age, the flavour starts to develop. So even if you're not baking, you still have to feed it, because technically it is alive. So if you're building up too much, just bin some away. Just keep back enough to keep it going. And the easiest ratio to work off is whatever weight you have here, same weight of flour, same weight of water. Could not be simpler. Now, in order to make our sourdough bread, we got our sourdough starter. As I say, it takes about a week. Get it going today, you'll be ready by next weekend, ready to go, perfect, and you can make your bread. If not, you can always get down to your local baker. Most real bread bakeries will happily give you some starter. If you check out realbreadireland.org, it's got all the real bread bakers across Ireland, and most of them, like myself, quite happy to give you a little bit of starter if you can't get your own going. So with this one, we're going to make it enough for 2 loaves. Great thing about this is we can bake 2 loaves, we can pop one in the freezer, and you got one to dry fresh in the day, and sourdough comes back great from the freezer. So we got 800 grams of strong flour. So then to this, we're going to add 460 mils or 460 grams of water. We're taking about 10 grams of salt. Salt's an essential ingredient. Salt acts as a natural flavor enhancer. So we got our flour, we got our water, we got our salt, and then finally, we just need a little bit of our sourdough starter. So we're using 320 grams. Just make sure you don't use it all. Like you would any other recipe, just add your yeast straight in. And in this case, our sourdough starter. So once your ingredients are all in, just start bringing everything together. So now once the dough roughly comes together, just dump it straight out on the table. The gluten forms once we add a liquid, but at the moment the gluten is quite weak. So we want to build up the strength of our dough by what we call kneading. And the idea of kneading is you simply stretch and work the dough. So you will find that your dough is a little bit wet, a little bit sticky. Generally, everyone's reaction at home is to immediately reach for some flour and keep adding it in there. But if you keep adding flour, the dough will quite happily soak it up, and then the more it soaks it up, the heavier dough becomes, the tighter your bread will be. So when it comes to kneading, you will get a lot of recipes suggesting the best technique, how best to knead. To be honest, the one piece of advice I give most people is think about somebody you don't like and just go for it. So I just tend to use the heel of my hand, a little short stretch, and just use my fingers, just kind of pinning the dough between here and here. I just hook it back. And if you can pick yourself up a little dough scraper, they're absolutely great. Almost like a little extension of your hand. Bring it all back together again and keep working away. So most recipes will suggest how long to knead for. Most of them will say 8 to 10 minutes. Most of them are lying. But the thing is, it's very difficult for a recipe to be exact, because everybody's a little bit different. Some people are stronger than others. Some days you're just tired. The dough will always tell you when it's ready. The thing called the window pane effect. You can see it's getting elastic, it's getting there, but as I stretch and work it out, it's just ripping, it's tearing, and that's just the dough telling me it's not ready. So it just needs a little bit more work. So just keep on going. But if you do have a mixer at home, feel free to use it. The dough hook's going to do exactly the same thing that your hands are doing. You're going to feel your dough starting to change. You can even see already how beautiful and silky, how lovely and smooth the dough has become. Like you saw earlier when we tested it initially, it just kept ripping, it kept tearing. So by taking a little bit of oil in your hands, it will stop the dough from sticking to you. Nice and gently stretch the dough, working it out. You can see kind of the shadows, the membrane behind it. That's exactly what we're looking for. So earlier, that just ripped and teared, but now it's holding, it's elastic, it's got the strength we need. That's exactly what we're looking for. So bring your dough back together, back into one piece, into your bowl, and now we're going to let it prove. With sourdough, however, because it's a more natural process, everything tends to happen much, much slower. So where most yeasted recipes prove for about an hour, this one we're going to be looking at about 3 hours. So you need to give it plenty of time. So we're going to let this prove for 3 hours. So when you come back to it, you're going to be looking at something like this. What we're going to do now is we're simply knocking our dough back. Because as much as we say the longer you prove it, the better, you can over-prove your bread. Simply take it out of your bowl and try and make it into a round ball. And don't overthink it. By making it into a ball, you will have simply knock it back, and knock all the air from it. So you're kind of back to where you would have been about 3 hours ago. So now, what we need to do at this stage is we need to shape our dough. So with the quantity of dough that we made, it gives us perfect portion to make 2 lovely sized loaves. So when we're shaping our breads, we use proving baskets. Because it's going to be proving for another 3 hours, it would just slowly start to prove out and go very, very flat. So by using the basket, it gives the dough support. It encourages it to take on that shape, so instead of proving out, it proves up. But if you don't have a basket, you could use absolutely anything. Tin, a tray, a box, a bowl. It's simply just something that's going to support and help your dough out. I'm sure all of us have a Pyrex dish at home. If you don't have what your mum has, your gran has, always kick it around everywhere. We just take a little bit of flour and dust it all over. And just by coating it with a little coating of flour, it'll stop the dough from sticking. So the best thing to do is simply take a clean tea towel. You could use your mixing bowl, you could use whatever you like. Pop your tea towel in, and again, just a good, generous coating of flour, just to make sure that the dough won't stick. So all that's left to do now is to shape our dough. So no matter what we're shaping, we always kind of start from a round base. Again, try not use too much flour, just a very gentle coating if you find your dough is a little bit soft or a little bit sticky. Simply flip your dough over, take all the little edges and push them down to the center. We go to the next one and let it overlap the last. Around, around you go. And you can see it naturally starting to curve around. So flip your dough over, put your hands out and simply just drag them forward. You'll find that the dough lifts up, turn about 45 degrees and go again. And we keep repeating. Each time the surface of the dough is getting that little bit tighter. A little roll around. Now we have a perfect little loaf ready to go. Pop it into our basket upside down. And into our little Pyrex dish with our tea towel, just so it doesn't stick. Little dusting of flour. And with the tea towel, we simply tuck it straight in. So we've just tucked our dough in, and we're going to let it prove again. It needs to prove for about another 3 to 3.5 hours. But the great thing about this dough is, at this stage, you could go and put this straight in the fridge, and it can sit there all night long, no problem whatsoever. Because with our sourdough, it's moving lovely and slowly. Like where some yeasted breads would tend to overprove in the fridge, sourdough really lends itself to be proven overnight. So we leave it there all night. First thing tomorrow morning, we come back, take our dough out, turn it straight out and into our oven. We bake it away. Our sourdough's been proving. They've had their second proof now. We have them shaping. We've got one in our lovely proving basket and our second one in our little Pyrex dish. So at this stage, they're ready to bake. So your dough should have a nice little bounce to it. You should be able to touch it and there's no fear of it collapsing. So if you were kind of touch it and you felt the whole thing was going to drop, you've overproved it. So the idea is, at least you know for next time, catch it a little bit sooner. So the idea is we catch it on the rise. Have your baking tray ready. If you're using a proving basket or if you're lucky to have one at home, just simply, like a sandcastle, just turn your dough straight out. So you can see all that beautiful pattern which the dough picks up from the basket. And that's what kind of gives this dough a lot of its traditional markings. So then we've also got our lovely little Pyrex dish. It's a great way to kind of improvise at home. So it's been tucked in for the last couple of hours. So we're going to gently waken them up. And all you do, very simply, just to in case it's going to stick, we'll just put a little bit of flour on our dough. So we take our lid, you pop your lid on, and you literally just flip it upside down. So take the lid off. It's nice and gently. Just remove your flour tea towel. Most professional ovens are fitted with steam. The idea being for the first 8 to 10 minutes of your bake, your dough is still rising. So by having steam in the oven, it allows the dough to open up and kind of stops the crust from forming. Because often what can happen is if you don't use steam, the crust forms, the dough hasn't finished rising, and sometimes it can't break through the surface. So it gets this big bulge out the side because it'll look for any weakness in the dough, or sometimes it just won't be able to rise at all. So by having steam in the oven, it protects the dough and allows it to continue to open up. And that's also what helps to create your lovely little crust. This is why the Pyrex dish is so great. It's so brilliant, because no matter how crappy your oven is, you don't even have to steam it. Because basically once we pop the lid on, it's gonna almost self-steam. It creates its own little chamber and it will steam the bread and does the perfect job for us. Before we do that though, we're gonna score our bread. It kind of dates back to when we had all those central ovens. Each village would have one, everyone helped maintain it. So then the only way to tell your bread apart is how you mark it. So it's called a baker's signature. When we're scoring our bread, we use a razor blade. Things to remember when you're using it, it's not a bread knife, so you don't start doing this. Just be nice and confident. It's a really sharp knife at home if you can. Then you're in full control. And don't be afraid to cut into your dough. Just make sure you cut all the way through. So by scoring it as well as aesthetics, it also helps you to control how the dough rises and gives the dough somewhere to go. So when it comes to baking your bread, don't be afraid to turn the temperature of your oven up. We all have a tendency to cook absolutely. Heat the oven, just turn it.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Basics with Babish, where today we're learning how to make sourdough. I don't know how to make sourdough, but if you know who Josh Weissman is, he knows how to make sourdough. Josh, thank you for coming and helping me out today.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Anytime. Consider me your sourdough liaison.
I've always considered you that, quietly, in the privacy of nighttime. Tell us about sourdough, Josh.
Dude, you want the whole process?
No, what does it mean to you?
You know what? Actually, we were talking about this a little bit today, but I feel like sourdough bread it's a great way to kind of like slow life down a little bit, right? You can't speed sourdough up, right? When we're making this, I feel like we're gonna have some downtime, you know? We're gonna chill, maybe play some Mario Kart, do something, and then by the end of it, you know, you've got, you know, once you've chilled out a little bit, and you're gonna end up with a beautiful loaf of bread, crusty, crunchy, airy, and a vehicle for butter.
It feels like a great source of pride to be able to take nothing but flour and water.
You're so right though, and I think, especially with bread, it's like the simplicity of ingredients. This is the very definition of beauty and simplicity. Like the very definition, because it doesn't get any simpler in ingredient, and the process itself, although is involved, is relatively straightforward. So it's like you get this super complex food out of super not complex ingredients. Yeah.
That sounds like the mantra of my show. I love having like incredibly complex dishes made from very few, very simple ingredients.
Technique.
Let's get down to basics.
No, I'm watching multiple of them. Sourdough. Can I get another round?
Today we're making sourdough in a Dutch oven combo cooker, raw cast iron, Lodge Logic, like 20 bucks on Amazon. Super cheap. Yeah.
It's gonna make a big difference.
What are the advantages of using this?
For one, you're not gonna burn out of your hands when you're dropping in. When you're using a Dutch oven, right?
Yeah.
This is your loaf of bread. This is what's gonna happen, right? You're like, oh, my wrist, ah!
Oh, you stupid little fingers.
Yeah, and then you're dead. So that's not gonna work. For $20, you can avoid that.
Yeah. With this, the Lodge Logic 3-quart combo cooker. Not sponsored. So what happens here is that the two are mated together.
I've always wanted to do this with you.
As one. Wow. Look at my eyes. All right.
You're like,
get away from me.
So always you want to preheat this with the oven. You want it ripped full of matrix of gluten, and it's stretchy and it can expand and you can stretch it. You can see that you can stretch it. With this, basically what it's going to do is there's actual like wild yeast that are in here. That are going to, when we mix it in, it's going to consume the carbohydrate. It's going to spit out carbon dioxide, or well, actually it's kind of like eating it and then farting it out in a way. With that whole chemical process, what's going to happen is it's going to have a bunch of air pockets that form naturally because of nature, and it's going to rise and expand.
Okay, well, let's make one. Yeah. All right, so to make our levain, we need 35 grams of our starter.
So we need to fresh it, right? It needs food. It's hungry. It's got hungies. Okay. Bread flour, 35 grams. You're very. Oh, that's not very mathematical.
Well, A.
Whoa.
Next.
Oh my God. Yeah. So another 35 grams of whole wheat. Okay. Now 70 grams of water. It can be room temp. It's totally fine. Now you're gonna mix it. You need a spatula. You don't have to do this one by hand.
You said I have to do everything by hand.
Okay, fine. Do it by hand. You can do it by hand.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little wet.
It's a little wet.
It's all right.
We got, this will become our levain. We just gotta let it sit for how long?
For 5 hours.
Are we saran wrapping this, or do we want air to be able to escape, or what's the?
Light lid. Just cover it with the mason jar top. No screwing down because it'll explode. It'll actually, like, I've had it explode.
That's good to know. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for 5 hours. It's gonna bubble and froth up with life and activity, and then we're gonna be able to make some bread out of it.
Yes.
All right, let's go play some Mario Kart. Our starter is started. Our levain is levent.
Levent.
Yes, and so what are we doing now?
So now we need to mix our dough. I think, Adolis.
Let's make some dough. What do you want? You want a bowl?
Yes, I want a bowl. We're gonna need a big bowl for it. Yes, much better. So 810 grams of bread flour. You can do the honors.
Oh, thank you. I'm 1 gram off. You can flagellate me.
Yeah, you have to do it with your eyes closed.
No, I'm just, that's not what I said. Good enough.
Cool. Yeah, and then 80 grams of whole wheat flour.
All right. And this is just it's not only to give a little bit of nuttiness and flavor, but also because this has the germ in it, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry, how many grams was it?
80 grams. Though it's gonna go up to 900 grams.
Wait, that 80 grams plus 810 is 890.
So then it should be 90 then.
Okay. Math is not my strong suit.
No, yeah, you're right. I don't know why
This is why we need 2 eyes on everything in this kitchen. Okay, we got 900 total grams of flour, 810 bread, 90 wheat.
Yes. Now you gotta mix it. Always mix by hand though.
All right.
Always.
You don't want me to whisk this?
I don't want you to whisk it. So
you can tell this audience that you don't want me to tiny whisk this.
You can tiny whisk it if you want, but honestly,
sick.
The thing is, with bread, in my opinion, I really think that everything needs to be mixed by hand. You're never really gonna get good at making sourdough bread unless you're actually like feeling it.
Yeah.
And you gotta get close, have some romance with it a little bit.
All right, we got some water here. It's not quite 90 degrees. It's we got an 88er over here.
It's good. It's good. It's just fine.
All right, so I'm adding 600 milliliters. So what's happening now?
Cool. So you're gonna mix it, yeah, with your hand and everything. Get your hand all f***ed up and dirty.
And am I
You're gonna have to get used to it.
So, yeah, what kind of consistency are we looking for here?
We're looking to just mix it until it's hydrated. You don't need to. You're not kneading it. You're just like, you don't want to get too much gluten development per se. You just want to get all the flour hydrated.
So almost like we're starting a no-knead dough, practically.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Just like a sensuous, like, slap it around a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, so I got a nice shaggy thing happening here.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's good. That's perfect.
So now what are we doing?
Saran wrap. Let it sit 1 hour.
1 hour.
Best way to get that off is to do this.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah, people will like that.
You like that, Jake?
Maybe turn that up to like 300 frames per second for real slow. Yeah.
Oh. Such a dirty boy. Was it good for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, so it's been 5 hours, and look at it, it's totally different. It's even in a different container.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
that'll happen every time. It'll always change containers.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Yeah, so this is nice and bubbly now. We got a lot of activity going there. So let's put it to good use, shall we?
Yes. So that's all yours.
Thank you. Let's see what's happening here. So this should be better hydrated than we left it.
Yep. It's a little lumpy.
Yeah, a little lumpy.
But feel it though.
Oh yeah.
See, it's like nice and soft. It's supple. So you're gonna add that straight to the top.
So we want to get every last little bit of levain in there.
There we go.
That's about as much as I'm gonna get out of there.
That's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Cool. So grab your water.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we're not gonna pour it in yet. First, dip your fingers, your right hand. Yep. Dip, dip, dip. And then that's gonna keep it from sticking. You're gonna spread it out, like spread it out around the dough, like rub the.
Spread this out.
Yep. Don't be afraid. Yep.
I'm not afraid, Josh. You said it was gonna keep it from sticking?
Yeah. I well, you didn't put enough water in your hands.
Oh, okay. Didn't put enough water.
I'm sorry. Okay, dip them again, and then dip them, like really just get, you know what, just pour it on your hands. Yeah, pour a little on it. Yeah, pull it, yeah.
Oop, okay.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
It's going
now
in here
dimple
anyway. it,
dimple it, like, yeah.
What's this doing?
So it's gonna help incorporate into the dough, because this part can be a little bit difficult, right? You're gonna keep the rest of that water, because we're gonna need it later. So now, use your fingers to then sort of like dig in there and then mix. Okay, so now I'm gonna teach you this is a method that's gonna do two things. It's gonna help develop the gluten a little bit, it's gonna help incorporate the starter a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run your finger along, get that starter all on the sides of the bowl there. Yep. Okay, so now hold the bowl with your left hand, and you're gonna shape your hand into sort of like a scooping shape, and you're gonna scoop and slap the dough back down. Yeah, there you go, like this. Think like this. It's gonna make a very special sound for you.
Like that?
Beautiful.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah, can I show you? Can I actually show you real quick?
Yeah, sure.
And make it a little easier. So basically, my hands form like a scoop. Okay, you know, do a little bit of that. That always helps, right?
Yeah.
So you're picking it up.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You know it's right when it makes this sound. And listen carefully.
All right, that makes a lot more sense.
There you go. Yeah, that looks really nice too. There you go. And we're gonna do that for 20. No, I'm joking. You can do it for about 2 minutes. So you already got a minute in. So let's get 1 more minute of that. This is why bakers have such great biceps. See how it's smoothing out too?
Yeah, it's getting nice. What are we looking for?
So 2 things. We're looking for incorporation. We're looking for slight smoothness around the dough. So start for a quick second. So you can see that. See how there's like almost like some air pocket.
All right, so we're covering this water.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep this little bit of water to help incorporate the salt.
Well, howdy. Okay, well, let's go play some more Mario Kart. 2 rounds. Okay, it's been 20 minutes.
Yes. Okay, so water and salt, when you combine those two, so you need your scale.
All right. This is not the most accurate. How much salt do I need?
18 grams. Yeah.
All right, well, for that,
Yep, yeah, something a little better.
I'm gonna bust out the Snoop Dogg drugs scale. That's gonna be ideal
That's key.
for this application.
This makes sense too, actually, because salt slows down fermentation. So if you're using, if you're inaccurate about it, you're gonna screw your whole bread up.
17.98.
That'll do.
Yappy pappy? All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's not gonna totally dissolve,
No,
which is
of
okay.
course. We're just getting most of it in there.
It's like a salt simple syrup. Yep.
All right, so this guy's going in?
Yep, just swirl that around and toss it all in there. There you go. Same thing as before, dimple it, poke it around, you know.
Well, we need to like incorporate.
Yeah, or incorporate the water first. Yeah, let's see that. Oh, look at that matrix too. It's got like a nice webbing sort of going. You want to see the matrix? Welcome to the matrix.
Matrix is going.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like it's mostly in
So
there.
dump it out on the counter. I'm gonna demo this for you, okay?
Please.
Right. So when you're slapping and folding, you can see how wet this is, right?
There you go.
And it's already not sticking, which is a great sign.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not quite formed together. You got all this, which is not very good. So first thing you're gonna do is when you pick it up, right? A good way to practice is to fold it over. What a lot of people are gonna experience here is that it's really sticky and they're gonna get all scared. Don't get scared. You're gonna pick it up, slap it. If it starts sticking a lot, just keep doing this until it doesn't, because it'll eventually stop, right? This is really like broken down. It'll start to come together. See what I'm doing here? So first thing, slap down,
stretch,
fold over.
fold.
Slap.
You're turning it 90 degrees each time, so I'm gonna go like this.
Yes.
Slap, fold.
Yeah, toss it a little bit when you fold it. They're beautiful. So you're gonna keep doing that until it becomes smooth. So it takes like 3 to 5 minutes.
All right.
So it's the way you're grabbing it initially. So instead of grabbing it from the side like that, so you're grabbing like this, grab underneath like a baby,
Oh,
fold,
I see.
and then grab at those ends. There, yeah, see, came right up. Because the gluten is folding over that direction, so you want to pick it up where they've already formed their strands.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, look at that. There you go. Yeah, that was it right there. That was it right there. That's beautiful.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah. Now we put it in the bowl, let it rest.
All right, and then we're covering this back up?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so this guy's gonna hang out for another, what?
It's gonna hang out for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
A spiral shape when this is expanding. So instead of expanding like out and out like that, what's gonna happen is it's gonna expand, like the anus is gonna expand.
It's going
like
to expand
yeah.
the way that it must. Let's demonstrate, here we go. And one.
Mine looks like a yours. You have it, so, you know. Normally I would do mine if it's just like
off of that.
You're gonna splat. So do you want me to? Okay, and then you're gonna kind of support it on the. Let her slide off. Okay, and I'm gonna turn that off. You don't want to score straight down. You want to score totally flat. I would score it more like a 45-30. So you're gonna hold it. Okay, so you're gonna come down and notice the angle that I'm at, right? And you go down, kind of dig that, and then.
Ooh, cool. Just one?
Just one.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, it's about a ½ inch, quarter inch. It's somewhere where you want it to be. Okay, so I'll bring the bad boy over. Okay, so you're gonna come down. So I'm gonna score it, right, so this is really important. You don't wanna score straight down. You wanna score totally flat. I would score it more like a 45-30. So you're gonna hold it. Okay, so you're gonna come down and notice the angle that I'm at, right? And you go down, kind of dig that, and then.
Ooh, cool. Just one?
Just one.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, it's about a ½ inch, quarter-inch. It's somewhere where you want it to be. Okay, so I'll bring the.
Dearie me, that's a loaf of bread. This looks perfect, and yes, this looks great. There you go. And there are 2 loaves of gorgeous sourdough bread. So now we just wait 20 some odd minutes till we can eat these boys. Not 20
No,
minutes.
definitely not 20 minutes.
An hour?
An hour? About an hour. Should take about an hour. Yeah. You want them to be cooled down. If you cut it to it while it's hot, you're gonna lose a lot of goodness.
Oh, we should get some really good butter while we're out.
Yes, we should.
Sugar is occurring in the bread. Is there?
Fermentation. Look at that. Feel how soft that is.
Beautiful. So soft. And the crumb structure is so good. There's no huge pockets in here, but it's nice and irregular. So thank you very much for coming.
Of course.
And showing me
Of
how
course.
to do this. Let us eat some. Cheers.
Cheers. It's like a crisp cracker on the outside. The inside is like pure air, but it's got chew and pull to the crumb.
And so much flavor. Like, despite all the butter and salt we just dumped on there,
yeah,
it's still very clearly tastes of sourdough.
It's hard to overpower